Hello, hello. How's it going, all of you beautiful people around the world? My name is Ryan, aka Say It With Me, Blackbeard TCG. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day, and if not, hopefully I can make it a little bit better. Now, look, you guys see the title of the video. In today's video, we will be discussing my plans for OP-05 and why I'm actually going to be trying to take the game more seriously and playing it on a more competitive level. So as you guys know, when I first started my YouTube channel, I kind of got burnt out initially and like stressed because I felt like I had to like do absolutely amazing and try to get into events and top every single event, or people wouldn't watch my content, XYZ, and all of those things. And then obviously it was really difficult to try to get into these events, which then made me like really sad and like annoyed with the whole system, because I was like, oh, like I feel like if I can't even get into these events, then I can't play, etc., etc. And so that made me just want to play as a casual, not competitive, as a casual player, which I did, and I had a blast. And as you guys know, the decks that I ultimately were playing from set 2 and onward, I was always playing Crocodile. So I played Crocodile in OP-02 and OP-03. This was when he wasn't as good. OP-04, he's a lot better, and you guys know I continue to play that. But in set 3, I played Odin and Lucci, and set 4, I played Queen, along with Crocodile, as I just mentioned. And so I had a blast playing those things. And now with OP-05, the meta is going to change so much, and it just so happens that those decks in OP-05 that seem really fun just happen to be meta. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But when it comes to signing up for these events and signing up for these tournaments, given the current circumstances with schedules and work and all of those things, it's looking like things will actually be in my favor now, where I will be able to attend these events, whether they're online and potentially, hopefully, if things go well, potentially offline events as well, which would be absolutely great. It would be a blast because, you know, it's just, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do get a little bit jealous when I see, you know, various content creators being able to meet up in person and just play in person and play in events and things like that. And it's like, I feel like it'd be so much fun to not only be a part of, but then also make content and share that with you guys. So, you know, that's definitely something that I want to be doing in 2024 for the next set. And we'll see how OP-06 goes. That might be too far in the future. We're going to take it one step at a time. But all of those things were motivations and things that opened up that allowed me to want to make this decision. And now if we go back to the OP-05 changes in terms of the metagame, right? Let's talk about those decks, right? So there's Purple Luffy, Enel, Sakaluchi, right? Red Purple Law. These are all decks that are going to be pretty powerful in the upcoming metagame. And again, these decks are very, very fun to pilot. As you guys know, I already have a video talking about the Church of Purple Luffy, but we've also seen the emergence of Sakaluchi, and that looks like it's going to be very, very powerful. Now, you guys might be wondering, what deck am I going to be playing in OP-05, right? If I am going to be switching over to the meta now. And although Sakaluchi looks very, very, very powerful with all of the new tech that people are running, for me, I'm still debating on either Enel or Purple Luffy. And I'm leaning more on the Enel side of things, funnily enough. I just feel like I resonate with the deck the best, although Purple Luffy is a little bit more of a linear deck. And one of the things, at least from a competitive aspect, at least for me as a person, is I like to make the games as simple as possible in terms of piloting whatever character or deck or whatever it may be, so I can focus on the fundamentals of everything else. So just to kind of give you guys an example, for me, when I play games, whether it's like League of Legends or Street Fighter or Dragon Ball Fighters, right, fighting games or things like that, I'm very much a type of person that would rather play a simple champion or a simple character, so I can focus on the fundamentals and grow from there, rather than playing a character, a deck, or a champion or whatever that is a lot more technically intensive, and then you also have to focus on the fundamentals. So I feel like you can only get great at those more technical things once you have the fundamentals on lock, and without the fundamentals, you can't be good at those more technical things, right? So for example, the way I look at it is if you're just starting off, if you guys play League of Legends, this would be a great analogy. If you're starting off and say you're playing jungle, right? Nobody's going to recommend a new person to play jungle and pick up Nidalee or Lee Sin, but rather they'll probably say, hey, you know what? Maybe you should start off with Nocturne. Maybe you should start off with Trundle, right? These are champions that are relatively simple that you can easily learn the game and learn the ins and outs and the fundamentals of jungle. And once you have that down and you actually understand what you're doing and you kind of figure out the mechanics of things, then you can maybe upgrade your skill set to the to the Lucians, to the Nidalees or the Lee Sins of the world, right? And I kind of take that approach with everything, right? In Street Fighter 6, I'm currently Diamond rank, and that is pretty good, right? The rank above that is Master. So I'm Diamond rank in Street Fighter, and that's the approach that I've taken. Dragon Ball Fighters, I've taken that approach. I was one of the top percentage of players in Dragon Ball Fighters when I was playing that as well. And that's the approach that works for me. So for me, that's why Purple Luffy kind of looks well, that coincides with my typical way that I improve at things, keeping things simple, but then really focusing on the fundamentals. And I think that Luffy will allow me to do that. Whereas with Sakaluchi, that's a skillful deck, right? Like you have to know what you're doing when you're playing Sakaluchi, because of the whole bottom decking and controlling the board, figuring out how you want to use Rebecca. And I'll have a bunch of content coming out with that because I'm going to be diving deep on OP-05, as you guys could imagine, in terms of metagame stuff. So I will be diving deep on that over the next few weeks as OP-05 comes out. But Sakazuki is going to be a deck that not only do you need to have the technical fundamental skills, so not only do you need to have the fundamental skills of the One Piece card game fully down, but you have to really know your technicality. Think of it kind of like Trafalgar Law, right? Maybe it's not to that level in terms of execution, but let's just say Sakaluchi falls more in that camp than a Purple Luffy, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree. So where am I going with all this? For me, I'm always the type of person that I like to set goals for myself and myself only. I don't compete with others. I compete with myself. So for example, when I had my goal in Street Fighter, my goal wasn't to become, I want to be master rank right off the bat. And that was my number one goal. And I want to be master rank because I want to be one of the best players in the world. No, it was, okay, like, let's get to gold. Okay, we got to gold. Let's get to platinum. Okay, let's get to diamond. Let's keep learning. Let's keep improving. How do I get better, right? That's my mindset. That's my focus. I like to set small goals and achieve them. Not compare myself to the best players in the world. Not compare myself to other people, but rather, okay, yesterday I won 3 matches. Okay, today I won 4 matches, and just slowly improve. Oh, all of a sudden, oh, I'm diamond rank now, right? That's what I like to see, that type of progression. You know, the only person that I'm going up against is myself. And so when I'm taking this approach, because I'm deciding to play competitive again, my approach isn't, oh, I want to be the best player. I want to get a serial Shanks or whatever the serial cards are now. You know, that's not my focus. My focus for right now is, let's get a top 128 or whatever it is. Let's get a top 64. Let's get a top 32 or whatever. Let's slowly transition like that with no pressure, no specific hardcore expectations where it's like, I want to start taking the game super seriously. And if I don't get a serialized card within this set, then, oh my God, like I quit. And then I put all this pressure on myself. No, you know what? Let's have fun. Let's learn. Let's do things step by step. And hey, if I top an event, amazing. We made the first step of our goal. Do we want to keep going? Sure. Let's keep getting better. Let's keep practice. Let's keep practicing. Let's keep performing. There might be some times where I perform really well. There might be some times where I might take a step back, but that's how it is with anything in life. And that's the healthy approach that I'm going to be taking to this game going forward, at least for OP-05. So I'm super excited to start making content. In terms of the types of content that you guys can expect, you guys can expect daily content of me talking about the game, watching matches, like watching gameplays, trying to learn, trying to understand what lines of play people are doing. Also, if I get coaching, if I get permission from the coach as well, I can also promote their coaching, right? Get it to promote them to you guys that are watching, and upload coaching sessions, of course, with their consent, where I get coaching from them to try to improve, so that way you guys can watch me improve. Again, obviously my gameplays, I'll be uploading my own gameplays, so that way I can go back and watch my gameplays gameplays and review, you guys will also be able to mention in the comment section, like, oh, Ryan, you played that turn badly, like do this, do that, so that way I can improve. And one of the good things, and I mean this in the most humble way possible, like I know this might sound a little arrogant, but I mean this in the most humble way possible. I think that one of my biggest strengths as a person is I'm extremely receptive to feedback and constructive criticism. All throughout my life, I feel like that's what's allowed me to grow as a person, be able to grow in my career, be able to grow in my fitness and like physique goals. I always try to really focus in on taking advice from people, because if people are giving you advice, constructive criticism, it's coming from a place of wanting you to improve, wanting you to get better. And if you have an ego and if you feel that you're above all of that, you will never ever improve. One of the greatest like sayings that I kind of live by and go by is, when you walk into a room, act as if you're the stupidest person in the room. And that's not being like, oh, I'm an idiot, whatever. Like, no, I'm talking about you can learn something from everyone. Be humble and you can learn something from everyone. Sure, you could be better than somebody in some aspect, but they're probably better than you in another aspect. And now you can learn from them and pick their brain and you can continue to get better and vice versa. And that's what it's all about. And so I'm hoping that as you guys watch my growth, as you guys watch my gameplay, see as I try to improve in this set and show you guys and just be completely open with everything. If you guys want to give constructive criticism, give feedback and things like that, I completely welcome it in the comment section below. I'm always open to feedback. If you guys think my deck list is trash, say, hey, Ryan, your list can definitely use some work. Try dropping copies of this, try adding that, you know what I mean? Or if there's a play that or a line of play that I made wrong, hey, Ryan, you could have done X, Y, Z because you did this is why you lost. You know what I mean? Like things like that, pointing it out so I can say, hey, you know what? You're right. I should have done that and gone better, rather than just being like, oh my God, you're so terrible. What is this deck? Oh my God, you're the worst player in the world. You see what I'm saying? Like, think about it in real life. Like, take card games out of it. Think about in real life, if you were to do something and somebody gave you that type of feedback, would you be receptive to it? Is that going to make you better? No, you're probably going to be defensive right off the bat, or you're probably just going to ignore it. That's not going to help you get better. So I'm completely open to criticism. I'm completely open to feedback, because that's the only way that I can get better in this game, or just as a person overall. And so I hope that you guys are excited to go on this journey with me. Again, I don't have any expectation. I'm not trying to come first place or whatever. My goal is to just have fun and potentially get a top 120, whatever it is, 128 or 124. I don't know what the number is. That's how you guys know that I haven't been playing at that competitive level, because I don't know what the number is. But I just want to top an event in that sense, where you get that line of prizing or whatever, to just start things off and to show that, you can set goals for yourself and work diligently towards it and hopefully achieve it, right? That's what life is all about overall. And the last thing that I just want to talk about is I just want to say thank you so much for everybody that's supported me up until now, supported the channel. It really means a lot. As you guys know, I was going through a rough time earlier this month, and my consistency has fallen off. I think I'm getting a lot better now. Things in my personal life are better. And so I feel motivated again. I feel excited. And you guys know that when I make my videos, I want it to be authentic. I want my personality to show and be like, you guys actually know, like, oh, if Ryan's excited about this, like, it's genuine. And I feel like I can provide that again. And that's why I'm excited to do this project. I feel like this is going to motivate me to continue to upload daily, because it's going to keep me, what's the word? I do this all in one take, you feel me? I'm doing this all off the top. It's going to keep me not just consistent, but it's going to keep me accountable. That's the word. By continuing to upload my progress, again, whether it's game reviews of other players, my coaching, my gameplay, talking about the game, analyzing cards, etc., etc. It's going to allow me to be accountable. It's going to allow me to be consistent. And overall, hopefully it'll make me a better person, because you get out what you put in. You know what I mean? So you can't expect to not play the game. You can't expect to just like, oh yeah, I'll just play like one game on the sim every 2-3 days. Oh, I went to a treasure cup. Oh, what the heck? I went X3 and I dropped like right off the bat. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't be Pikachu facing when that happens, because at the end of the day, it's like you didn't put the work in, because the people that are at the top of the tables are the ones that are grinding and, you know, playing with skilled players and analyzing the game and talking about the game and all of those things, while you just kind of did whatever. And then, you know, the result that you got is the result that you get what you put in, right? And the people that put in more effort, look at what they get. So you know what, this set, I'm gonna put in more effort, we'll see what it gets. And at the end of the day, if I don't even top, if I don't get like a top 128 or whatever, it's still completely fine. But at least I had a blast doing it. Hey, and at least it'll be a fun series. So I hope you guys enjoy the OP-05 content that's gonna be coming. It's gonna be a fun ride. I hope you guys are all here with me for it. Love you all. Talk to you guys soon, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.